Hi all, welcome back to our channel UiPath by Sujitha. In our last video, we have learned about the various automation models and what does each model mean, when to use, and with a simple use case, right? I thought of sharing the brief differences between these automation models in a very understandable manner. So let me put all those in an Excel so that it will be easy to remember in terms of some high level features. Okay, so let me quickly open the Excel file for you. And before that, today's topic is differences between the automation models. Can you quickly recap what are those automation models are? Fully attended, partially attended, human in the loop, attended interval, attended tandem, and hybrid, right? So if you would like to understand what are these and when to use, maybe you can watch our previous video, but now would like to highlight the differences between these automation models. Let me open the Excel file. Right. So I just framed all these models here for our easy understanding. But I would like to segregate these based on these features. Okay. So would like to see the difference in terms of human interaction, in terms of triggering mechanism, in terms of environment, use case, autonomy, and scalability, and then at last permissions. Fine. First, let us come to fully attended. Fully attended and partially attended doesn't mean that it is a new automation model. We already learned this long back since many years, that is unattended and attended model. Okay. So because we are combining these models with few more models, we have just rename this for our easy understanding as fully attended and partially attended. Okay. So when we come to human interaction, so can anyone say that fully attended, how this feature will be in fully attended, unattended mode, unattended automation model? Yes, you're right. When we go for unattended automation model, user interaction, human interaction is not. Let me share this. Whereas for partially attended, user interaction is very much needed, right? Because to initiate and to interact during the execution, okay? But this is completely purely background job, fully attended, so it is not needed. Now let's see the human in the loop. Can anyone guess? Yes, the name itself tells this. Involves human at critical decisions. Okay, so human in the loop model we already discussed. This is very much preferable if there are critical decisions are taken to be taken by the human during the execution. So in that case, we'll go for this particular human in the loop automation model. So human interaction, it involves human is involved during the critical decision. Now attended interval. Human interaction is necessary at specific intervals during the execution. Excuse me. Then compared to unattended in tandem, attended in tandem, sorry. This interaction, human interaction is very much needed at a specific intervals. Okay, but here in tandem. Let me move to the side. Yeah. So multiple humans works alongside bots. Okay, so multiple bots as well. You got the difference between these two, right? Now let's move on to the hybrid automation in terms of human interaction. Mix of attended and unattended bots. So that's the reason humans interact when needed. Okay. So you got the difference between all these automation models in terms of human interaction, right? Now let's move on to the next feature to find the difference between these automation models in terms of triggering mechanism. Triggering mechanism will be automatic schedule or through rules or through API calls when it comes to fully attended. That means unattended automation model. Okay. When it comes to partially attended, that means that is attended automation model. The triggering mechanism will be manual by users' actions or through events or through any hotkeys or commands. Okay, so this we already learned during our differences between attended and unattended model, right? So it's quite simple, the same. Now, when it comes to human in the loop, it is automatic. The triggering mechanism is automatic, but pauses for human approval. Whenever there's a human approval needed, it will pause the execution and it will restart the execution. That means resumes the execution. Now let's move on to attended interval. It will be the triggering mechanism will be manual or semi-auto automatic and resumes after the human input. Attended in tandem. It will be manual trigger by multiple users in parallel workflows. This is very different when compared to all these other automation models because multiple workflows runs in parallel by multiple users. So that is going to be a manual trigger by multiple users in the parallel workflows. Okay. Now the hybrid automation. Automatic or manual triggers depending on process design. Fine. I hope this is clear for you in terms of triggering mechanism. Now let's move on to the environment feature. So environment which is compatible for these automation models. Fully attended or unattended automation model can be compatible for separate or dedicated servers or machine. That means it can be executable on servers or machines which were dedicated exclusively for these bot operations. Whereas the partially attended or attended automation model, these automation models best suitable on users workstation. That means when a human work is going on along the side, bot can work along with the human on the same mission. Now let's move on to the human in the loop. Runs on the servers or hybrid setups with checkpoints. Attended interval runs on user's machine or hybrid setup. Attended in tandem runs across multiple user desktops in tandem. And hybrid, a combination as always, combination of desktop and server environments. Clear, right? Now let's move on to the use case. For what kind of use cases these automation models fits? Let me move to the, fully attended automation model is best suitable for high volume, repetitive back office works, whereas partially attended or attended automation models are best suitable for front office tasks, human driven works. Okay, and coming to human in the loop, compliance or heavy workflows returning requiring judgment. So we already discussed during the critical decisions, human interaction is needed. So for critical decisions or critical judgment, if a process involves this critical judgment part, straight away we are supposed to select automation model, this human in the loop automation model to automate that process. Now, attended interval, semi supervised batch processes needing periodic checks. In such use cases, we can utilize this automation model, attended interval. Whereas the attended in tandem collaborative workflows, example shared service desks. Okay, in such cases, we can go for this automation model. Hybrid automation model, end-to-end process, combining real-time and background automation. Okay, in such cases, we can go for hybrid automation model. Now let's go for autonomy. Because it is fully attended, that means a background job, it is capable enough to cover 100% end-to-end process. So we can automate end-to-end process completely using this automation model. Whereas partially attended, we can automate 20 to 90% of the process because some or the other part is left over for human decisions or human trigger part. In human in the loop, it automates more steps but requires human validation. Attended interval automates large portions but pauses at intervals, right? And attended in tandem automates tasks while humans handle parallel steps in parallel. Hybrid automation automates majority of the tasks with selective human intervention. Very clear. Next, let's move on to scalability. Yes, fully attended is 24/7 operational because it can run as a background job. When we move on, when we select this partially attended automation model, limited to user session because a user should trigger the automation, right? So when the user session is closed, this is no more. And human in the loop, moderate scalability depends on human checkpoints. Got it? Next, attended interval, moderate scalability depends on frequency of human input. Next, attended in tandems, limited scalability again, tied to multiple human operators because all the time it is in tandem. Multiple humans will be using that, right? So it's tied to multiple human operators. Again, hybrid automation is high scalability orchestrated across attended and unattended pods. Next, let's move on to the last feature, that is permissions. When the process has own elevated permissions or credentials, can be used for, what is it? Yeah. To run the process, automated process, let's go for fully attended. On the other way, a fully attended automation needed own elevated permissions or credentials. Okay, then we can run this as a background job, the automated process. Now, for partially attended, it again uses the human users credentials because it is limited to the user session. Human in the loop uses system credential plus human authentication. Attended interval uses credentials during intervals. Next, in tandem, attended in tandem uses multiple users credentials in tandem whenever it is involved, whenever the human user is involved. Now, hybrid automation uses both user and system credentials securely. Okay. On a high level, whenever you are supposed to decide based on your use case, whenever you are making a decision which uh, automation model best suits to your process, maybe you can refer this video to find or to take a decision based on the features what I have highlighted here. Okay, so I hope this is useful for you, and let's go in deep. Let's deep dive the differences between these automation models separately. Whenever I get some chance to share some use cases for these models, I can share definitely. Maybe I think that's it for today's video. Let's close this up. Thank you so much for your support so far. Please do watch the videos and share to your friends and colleagues. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.